Yeah, with Cindy and Rand Cook from the Candyman Strings and Things, and thanks for joining me. So I really appreciate it. So,
Good to see you, Brian.
oh, thank you. So, tell me what's going on with your situation, your store in New Mexico. Well, actually, you have two stores, don't you? So, tell me what's going on in New Mexico and how the government thing is. I mean, in the Northeast, we're kind of everything is shut down and it's scary, but I don't know if that's the case everywhere. So tell me what's going on there, if you could do anything in your store and how you're handling it right now.
Okay, well, where to start?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Where to start? So we officially had to shutter a month ago yesterday, and scurry into quarantine because we had contact with a COVID positive customer that came into the store. So we had to basically just, shuffle everybody into quarantine for the following 8 days so that we completed the 14-day routine. Thankfully, everybody is healthy and safe and no symptoms of any kind. Right about the time we were ready to get back to work, the governor of the state of New Mexico put a stay-at-home order into play. And that titled us as a non-essential business. So in effect, we had to close our public retail operation. Thankfully, we have a little bit of e-commerce. We got real aggressive with selling on Reverb about 6 or 8 months ago. And so that's been a big uptick. So under the law, the only people that are allowed in the building are Cindy and I. We're not allowed to have any employees in the building. So we've been basically there every day, Monday through Friday, answering the phones, taking phone orders. Our community's been, really terrific, and they've rallied nicely around us. And so we're getting a little bit of trickle of business that way. And then of course, Reverb, there's been a pretty tremendous uptick. But yeah, for the most part, Santa Fe's pretty well shut down, except for, curbside restaurant business and grocery stores, and it's quiet out there.
Well, and we ended up closing our second store up the hill in Los Alamos. We closed that for good, actually. So we're back to being a single store dealer. But we'd been talking about doing remote lessons for a couple of years and kept putting it off. So when this happened, it was a mad scramble to get remote lessons up and running. And thank goodness, we have so many amazing friends in the industry that were able to help us along to, figuring out how to get it started. And so in about 3 days, we were able to get remote lessons launched and going. We would have liked to have had remote lessons from our store, from our studios, but it's actually been from each teacher's home. We have all but 2 teachers running with remote lessons. So that was quite a scramble to get that done, but we're so happy to be on the other side of getting that launched, and we're hearing really good things from our teachers and students about how those are going. And we just, it's in our industry, it's not every man for himself. I mean, it's really amazing, this association and being able to reach out to NAMLE members to see what they're doing. And this video series that you have going on has been really helpful, Brian. And it's really been a big help to figure out how to navigate these really weird times, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we should say NAMLE is kind of, in case anyone doesn't know, is kind of a term we use that we're all a family when we're together. That's what we call it, as a NAMLE. So I think a lot of our viewers are going to know that, but in case there might be some who don't.
Yeah. If you're not a NAMLE member, you're welcome to. Actually, we're wearing our colors.
Yeah.
A lot of them do t-shirt swaps, and it's just a community that's just so supportive. We're supposed to all be in competition with each other, and that's just not how it goes. We're all there to support each other, and we just really appreciate everybody that's helped us out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm sure Tim Spicer is going to be happy to see that. Yeah, he did one of these also, so he'll be happy.
Yeah, we saw that one too.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. We all do come together, and that is the one positive about these things when we have these situations, is that we even band together more. I think we're a really close-knit group as it is, but it's even better and even stronger One thing I wanted to ask you, I haven't asked anyone on here, so I mean, I want to change it up a little bit, occasionally. Well, then we'll get into the same stuff. How are you? No, it's not that hard. I'm sure you know. How are you keeping in touch with the employees? I mean, you said that they're not there. So what are you doing? Are you having Zoom videos? Are you chatting with them other ways? How you, I'm not sure about the employment situation. I don't know if you want to get into that, but whether they're there or, whether they have a job or not, I mean, I'm sure they're probably concerned. So what are you doing to talk to them and let them know that, things will get past this and keep them in good spirits?
Well, first of all, I think that everybody across the board, this is the thing that hurts the most for music retailer owners, is that gut-wrenching decision to have to, well, and it wasn't even a decision, to have to lay everybody off so they could access the unemployment. And, I've seen a lot of the webinars that NAM puts out, and that's everybody's comment, whether you're a manufacturer or a retailer. That's the gut wrencher right there. So some fun things that we've been doing. Yeah, we've been having Zoom meetings with like our teachers, and just the other day, Rand and I and our general manager drove over to a staff member's house to sing happy birthday to him from the sidewalk. And that was really touching for him. We're actually making, I don't know if you've heard the term Frito pies. Frito pies were born here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're going to be making up a huge batch of Frito pies and getting all the fixins and some cookies, and we're going to be personally delivering a care package to every employee and teacher this weekend. They don't know that yet, so hopefully this won't come out.
Posting the video. Don't post it.
Lots of phone calls. We have
I don't know if they'll be watching it, but
yeah. We have just a text group for our floor staff and a text group for our teachers that we've been communicating and reaching out by phone and just trying to stay connected as much as possible, and just making sure, if they need something, we can bring it to them. If they need help with rent, if they need toilet paper, whatever they need, we've just tried to make sure that they know that we're a resource if they have any troubles getting what they need.
Yeah, and I understand. Boy, I mean, I think the toilet paper with instrument purchase has been something that's been working for some people. So
that was Kimberly and Robin's whole show.
Like, where are they getting their toilet paper source? We don't have enough toilet paper.
I don't know. Kimberly and Robin said they have a lot of hand sanitizer on wipes, so enough for a year. So I don't know how they have that. Obviously, they purchase way in advance. So is that actual Fritos that are in the pie? That sounds pretty interesting. Like that snack.
Yeah, you take a bag of Fritos and in its original container, and you cut the top off, and then you put some basically it's a red chili bean ground beef combination over the Fritos, and then you put a little bit of cheese in there and some lettuce, and it's a fan favorite. And for our business has been very event driven over the years, and unfortunately we've had to cancel already 3 events this year due to this situation. But at all of our events, we always cook up a huge batch of these Frito pies for the general public, and it's
we
always
call them free FREETO pies. Everybody knows Rand's famous Frito pies.
Yeah. I don't know that. I did go to right before they shut everything down here. I went to Madison Square Garden and New York here, and they had like a whole area of Cheetos, and it's like Cheetos on everything. So it's like a section.
Goodness. Now,
see, I haven't Cheetos, pretzels, popcorn, like everything that you could. And the most amazing thing is, I don't know how, but I didn't want to try it, but they have Cheetos ice cream. So
okay,
that's the closest thing I could come up with.
When this is all over with, you got to come out to Santa Fe, hang out with us for a little bit, and I'll whip you up a special batch of the Frito pies.
Yeah, New Mexico is known for its green and red chili. It's not Texas chili.
It's a music interview here, but I do know more people are talking about food lately. I've been seeing on webinars, and you know, I'm home, you know, we're home all the time. So we're thinking about cooking and what to eat. And
Well, I would say this camera is putting on 10 pounds, but it's not. It's, it's an
yeah, I hear you. I know. I'm not, you know, exercise is definitely going down too. So that's another issue. But yeah, I mean, lastly, I just want to ask you, what is your overall, you know, state of mind, your view? I mean, are you optimistic for the future? I mean, look, I mean, I don't know the answers. Nobody does. I'm assuming at some point there's going to be some, you know, the vaccine is probably way off, but at least there'll be some sort of treatment. I mean, that will help people drive down these numbers. I mean, it's been horrible. I mean, there's no question about it. But we should get back to, you know, some sort of new normal, like they're saying, which is something. It's not what we want, but it's something. So are you pretty confident there at your store that you're, you know, once things do get a little back to normal, you'll be able to, you know, to do well and, you know, break out of this? And are you optimistic about everything?
Yeah, we really are. For better or for worse, you know, we were smacked pretty early in the process of the series of shutdowns that happened. And so we got in line, you know, for SBA loans, you know, early. And we were pretty fortunate to secure some pretty decent equity. And from just how things have gone over the last few weeks with, you know, the reverb and our, you know, telephone business really is what it amounts to. You know, music is a really essential part of the human existence. And
even though music stores are considered non-essential.
Yeah, the governor says
music
that.
Is essential.
The governor says that, but the public obviously speaks differently. And so we've felt very good about that. And, you know, it's going to be a slow comeback. It's going to be a scaled comeback. You know, we're not going to be able to bring our entire staff back up to full, just like it was before. They know that, we know that. But, you know, we're all in it together. So we're all going to bring it back together. However quickly that happens, you know, I don't know, but I feel like, you know, you know, our roots in the community are very deep and strong. And I think that, alongside a lot of really great small businesses in Santa Fe, I think a lot of us will be able to survive this and come back. And my hope is for, you know, all of our friends in the industry that they can weather the storm as well. And, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate. The truth is that there's going to be some collateral damage, and that, you know, that breaks our hearts. But we're doing the best that we can. And I know that all of our friends in the industry are doing the best that they can. And we're all just got to support each other and do the best we can, get to the other side. And whatever that new norm is, you know, I mean, we're evolving and adapting as an industry. And we're evolving and adapting as a company within that industry. And we're going to continue to do what we feel is right and try and make all the right decisions to come out of this in the best possible fashion.
Well, and some things are just out of our hands. One thing that we've noticed by Rand and I manning the phones and the emails and the reverb sales is we've gotten so many wonderful conversations in, not only from people locally, but we've even had somebody from New York yesterday that had called us. And people are wanting to have conversations, and we're making time for that. And we think that we've increased our loyalty with even some new people. But I think ultimately everybody's finances have been hit pretty hard. So even when the economy is back and running and we're all back to work, I think it's going to take a while for people to be able to spend again. So who knows what that's going to look like 3 months, 6 months, you know, a year from now. So we are optimistic, but we're also, you know, just steeped in reality. And, you know, they say plan for the worst, hope for the best. And I think that's the mode we're operating in right now.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Absolutely. I mean, I think that definitely the future of music is tremendous. I mean, it's been here for, you know, thousands of years. So I don't think it's going anywhere. People love to play music. I think people are chomping at the bit to see people perform that they can't see anymore. So all that stuff is there. So I think, you know, we probably should be optimistic, but but again, you got to be real. I mean, on the negative side, there have been 22 million people declared, filed for unemployment in the last 4 weeks. So, I mean, that's real tough. I mean, if the people don't have the money to spend, it could be hard, because they're going to have to buy their milk and their food and their groceries first before buying an instrument, unfortunately. So that's what the,
well, the musicians are the hardest hit with the gig economy and everything else, and they still don't have access to be able to even apply for those resources. It's supposed to be coming soon, but and those are a huge part of our business, is the working musician.
All right, absolutely. Well, hang in there.
You too.
And stay safe. And I want to thank you guys, Rand and Cindy. It's great stuff. You guys are tremendous retailers, and I'm sure you're going to work through it and fight through it, and you'll be out better on the other side. So, I mean,
thanks for your support, Brian. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thanks, guys.